Happy scalp, happy hair, right? That kind of goes together. That's kind of cute. Hi loves, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Lee of IKNOWLEE, and in this video I am going to address something that is slightly touchy. For some people it can be quite embarrassing. I know that when I personally went through it, I wasn't the hugest fan of showing the world what was going on, and that was the dry and flakiness in my scalp. I did not know how to take care of it. I did not know what to do with it. So what I actually did was I partnered with Head & Shoulders for this particular video, because you know they've been killing the game in scalp care for ages, literally ages, to bring you accurate information about the misconceptions that we have regarding dry scalp and dandruff. And you're actually going to be surprised that we have been doing quite a few things wrong for a very, very, very long time. First off, let's address dry scalp and dandruff. They are related, however, they are not exactly the same. Now, more than likely, if you have dry scalp, you probably experience dandruff. All of us are actually born with a fungus on our scalp, and it really depends on how our body reacts to it that can either cause some of these scalp issues that we personally have. In conjunction with that, some of the habits that we have been keeping up over the years, some of the things that we have been taught to do are not necessarily the proper way of doing things, especially when it comes to your scalp care, and that's what we're going to address in this video. One thing that we have been doing for years, which is not healthy for our scalp, is relaxers. And I know this is a natural hair channel. Most of the people that watch my channel are natural, hopefully, right? Yes. But still, relaxers tend to dry out your scalp because they go on your scalp to actually straighten your hair strands. And that isn't necessarily the best thing that you can do when it comes to protecting your scalp, having a healthy scalp. Another thing that we do, and I preach about this so much, is we wait forever and a day to wash our hair. Prolonged washing is not healthy for the scalp. It's not. I've been saying this, and Head & Shoulders has now confirmed it, but it's literally not healthy at all for the scalp. I watched so many videos where people deal with dandruff, and the first thing that they do is they apply an oil to the scalp. Now, in the case of an oil, there are certain oils that can actually make dandruff worse. I bet you didn't know that. I can almost bet you didn't know that. The reasoning behind the oils is it's almost like a lotion. You know, you put lotion on dry skin and it moisturizes the skin. So we tend to think of it in the same way. If I put oil on the scalp, it will moisturize the scalp, and it will hence get rid of the dry scalp or dandruff. The thing about that is that dandruff is actually caused from the fungus that is already on your scalp and the way that your skin reacts to it. So that oil may or may not irritate it and even make the condition worse. Oil, in the case of dandruff, can be harmful. It's not always the case, but it is a possibility that you're actually making things worse than making things better, because you're not ever really addressing the real problem. Now, outside of the whole oil thing, I know that when my scalp was kind of going through this, for whatever reason, I would get like flaky scalp, but it was random. And I think it was primarily because I wasn't properly cleansing my hair at the time. But I would kind of get it just sporadically in periods where I just didn't want to wear my hair out, or at least in a style that actually showed my scalp. And what would happen is my scalp would tend to itch a little bit more than what it would prior to that. I mean, my initial reaction is just to scrub it or to scratch it, because it's irritated and I want it to stop. Just the same way when you would get a bite from like a mosquito or something and you really want to scratch it, even though you know that scratching it is going to make it worse. That's the same case when it comes to your scalp. If your scalp is dry, if it's itchy, and you want to scratch it and you want to scrub it, you're irritating it and you're making it worse. Instead of doing that, when you wash your hair, wash it thoroughly and use your fingertips. Okay, so this part right here, instead of actually your nails and going in and scrubbing the scalp. You want to give it like a light, gentle massage, you know? Just something that's soothing. It's just enough, but not too much. when you do all of that scratching in the scalp, you can actually remove the hair cuticle, cause more damage to the scalp, and hence end in breakage. Look at all this knowledge that I'm dropping on you. Look at this. Here's a few other misconceptions that we have when it comes to our scalp. Your environment actually affects your scalp. I bet you didn't know that. Not only like the pollution in the air, but also your stress levels. Are you stressed? Feeling a little tense? Even with the seasonal changes and like the humidity, or going from a very dry climate like the winter time to something that's a bit more sunny and a bit more moist, hence now during the springtime, all of those play a role on this environment for this fungus that is already living on your scalp. So if your scalp isn't healthy, it can just essentially elevate the condition of your scalp, making it worse. When I found out all of this information from Head & Shoulders, I just literally had to rethink my life. I was like, what am I doing to my scalp? Because your scalp is essential when it comes to healthy hair growth. The last misconception that I have is a huge one. It is huge, and it's quite sad also. But the thing is, dandruff is not curable. Yeah, it's not. I'm so sorry. Even though it's not curable, it doesn't mean that it can't be kept at bay and that you can't maintain a pretty healthy scalp. And all of these misconceptions will hopefully be things that you can use and maybe even stop doing to move further into a healthier scalp. So if you suffer from dandruff, don't be alarmed. It's something that you can live with, and it's something that you can keep at bay pretty easily. It just takes a little bit of TLC. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully these misconceptions about dandruff and dry scalp were helpful to you. Let me know, are these some things that you didn't know, or were you aware of quite a few of these things? Some of this I knew. Most of it I did not know. So I'm happy to share this information with you. I hope that you take it in and use it. Make sure that you subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in my next one. Bye. Huge thank you to Head & Shoulders for sponsoring this video and providing me with all of this information. I'm actually thinking about making this a series, like a scalp series. Because I know it's a lot of people that deal with it. Even though you don't want to admit it, you've seen some things wrong with your scalp. And it's better to address it earlier rather than later. Don't wait until it gets worse. Okay.